Hi, this is James from Tabletop Gaming Guild, and today we're going to look at Stephen Armini's River Wild. River Wild is going to be published by Button Shy Games, and it's another 18-card game. In this game, you're going to be trying to save as many magical creatures as you can, creating little preserves around these rivers, and trying to score the most for these different islands. So let's go ahead down to the table here, and I will give you a general overview of how the game plays, and we'll come back and I'll give you my final thoughts. Every year, the realm of Wild, the first snow of the season, brings new life to the land and the creatures who inhabit it. High atop the tallest peaks, the sun beats down on the fallen snow, creating a rushing river that threatens to flood the magical land below. Carve out the most harmonious land possible, plotting the river's course to create a space for the local wildlife to thrive. This is River Wild by Button Shy Games. It's an 18-card game where you're going to be placing out these river pieces to try to maintain the best habitats and gain the most points by the end of the game. Your rank will be scored here. So if you get 0 to 29 points, you have an embarrassing environment. 30 to 34, you have a decent domicile. 35 to 39, you have a harmonious habitat. 40 to 44, you have a sublime sanctuary. And 45 plus, you have a heavenly haven. And then this shows you the scoring in the game. Now, the game simply is going to be where you're going to place a card out, replace a card. These are the 3 cards you have available, and this is the top of the deck. The things you're looking out for in this game is you're trying to score for these objectives here. But you can only score these objectives if you complete an island. So when I place this out, I can place this out. Let's say I place this one out here. Now I have to have legal connection to the river here. But let's say I flip this one over. The next thing I could do is I could place this one. Now that doesn't work, but I could flip this card. It's identical, just reverse it. So you can use either side of the card. Now I have this river flowing through here, and I have this island started. Now you're going to notice that there's a couple things on these islands here. They'll have a magical creature, and the scoring options looking generally for a specific type of creature. Now this one island here, if I completed it, it has no scoring, so it wouldn't do me any good. And one of the things in the game is the largest island, and every island that's the same size as the largest island is only going to score this lower amount here, this 3 on the top. All the smaller islands can score the lower number. So I'm looking to balance out and have one large island that's larger than everything else, which I want, and a whole bunch of small islands for scoring. So something I might do is I'll take a look and maybe I'll try to figure out a way that I can make this island score here on the bottom. So that's fine. I could go like that. Oh wait, it always has to be the right direction here. So I could go like that. I'm still not scoring for that island. But I'll notice that this one will let me score, but this doesn't match. There's only one jackalope on there. So I wouldn't want to use that. Where else could I go? I could continue this island on. And one of the features on here that's important is this mountain. So your rules are you have to continue the river on, can't break the river up, but you can flow into a mountain or out of a mountain. So this could actually be part of a river. So I could do something like, could do something like that, but that wouldn't score. I could do something like this and continue on. So this island's becoming a little bigger. And I'm looking to at least have this and a dragon. So the next thing I need to look for is to try to get a dragon out on this island here. I have a dragon here. This one won't work. Can I get it this way? Yes. Nope, because that card doesn't work. But you see what I'm talking about. So and also because I couldn't get in there. So I'm going to have to look at ways to like push this out a little bit maybe. Now you can overlap cards if you want. And like I said before, I can run a river out of whoops, it has to always be facing the right direction. But I could run a river out of the mountains. So again, trying to close off little areas to make the little habitats. Those are what's going to score you at the end of the game. And the largest one, like I said, is going to get the lowest amount for scoring on the top if you meet the prerequisite here, and the smaller island is going to get the 4. You're going to continue on until you run out of this deck here, and once you run out of the deck, the game's over. You've placed all your rivers in, you get your final score. So that's it. That's how you play River Wild. It's a solo game from Button Shy. Let's go ahead back up the table here and I'll give you my final thoughts on the game. Alright, so I wouldn't say that I'm much of a solo gamer. I don't really play a lot of solo games, but I do find myself playing a lot of solo Button Shy games. And that is because in general, the Button Shy games are really, really fun to play, and they don't take up a lot of table space. They're really easy to transport, and they don't take a ton of time. This game here takes about 20-15 minutes and you got it done and you can score, and it gives a really cool little puzzly aspect to it and a lot of things to think about when you're placing the cards out. So I really like River Wild. This is another one of those that I'm going to put in my little box of solo games to pop out and play whenever I feel like it, like at the end of the day or whatnot. This is another one that's going to be in there, and another one that I really, really like. I think this game is really straightforward, but there's a lot of strategy on how you create those islands and what you do in the game to try to make the large island and the small islands, and then the scoring, and then everything in there. One thing I didn't mention that's very important is in the rivers themselves, there's going to be little totems, and those totems are wilds. And those wilds you can apply to the islands that are near it. So that's another thing that is a big consideration in placement of your cards and completion of goals that are for those islands. So I really like this game. There's a lot of replayability to it because, of course, all the cards are random when you shuffle them up, and that order that you place them out is going to be different each time. So it's going to be a different puzzle each game. And I really like that Button Shy and the different designers that help make these games for Button Shy, how they can figure out how to get so much out of so few cards. So like I said, this is another amazing solo game. If you're looking for solo games, I would highly recommend checking this one out, especially if you're looking for a shorter one. If you like Button Shy solo games, this is another one that's awesome. So that's my thoughts on River Wild. Thank you for watching.